Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Okay. I told you regarding the Constituent Assembly. What do you mean by Constituent Assembly? What is Constituent Assembly? It was formed for what purpose?
It was an elected assembly of representatives for drafting the
Constitution. Yeah, it is an assembly for drafting the Constitution, and there was a drafting committee inside that. Who was the chairperson of that drafting committee?
B.R. Ambedkar.
B.R. Ambedkar. And I told you that it somewhat took some more than 3 years for drafting the Constitution. And after drafting the Constitution also, they were discussing in detail, clause by clause, they were discussing. And after the discussion, you can see a lot of changes they made. And whatever they debated, whatever they discussed, it was printed and kept. And somewhat 12 bulky volumes were there related to it. Okay. Now, next topic is related to guiding values of Constitution. Okay, guiding values of Constitution in the sense, a lot of values were introduced in the Constitution or added in the Constitution. So even though Mahatma Gandhi was not a member of Constituent Assembly, many of his ideas were included in the Constitution, and he expressed these ideas in Young India in 1931. Then whatever he wants to introduce in the Constitution, that was written down by him. But still, you can see that there were some sort of disagreement were there among Mahatma Gandhi and among Mahatma Gandhi and Ambedkar regarding how to remove inequality. Okay, inequality, especially, you know that there were some sections of people who were very rich, some sections of people, they were very poor. So a lot of inequalities were there in the society. Not only rich and poor inequality, in the social status also, some were considered as having high status in the society, some are having low status in the society. So in all these issues, how to bring equality among the people, about these methods, both of them had some disagreements, or we can say that they were not agreeing with each other, Mahatma Gandhi and B.R. Ambedkar. Okay. So that is one important point. There are some values inscribed in the Constitution. That what are those values? That is what we are going to see now. Next one. Okay, so here, you know that when we were fighting for freedom, when Indians were fighting for freedom, they were inspired by so many values. And all these values became the foundation for India's democracy. That means all these values, they added in the Constitution. Now, whatever values are there, that is embedded in the preamble of the Constitution. Okay, I hope you know what is preamble, or you might have heard about preamble. What is preamble? Anybody knows about it? No. Okay. So it is an introductory part of the Constitution. Okay, introductory part of the Constitution, or we can see that the Constitution is starting with the preamble. So it is starting with a short statement of its basic values, or you can see a page with a lot of values are written as or the Constitution is starting with that. So that we call it as preamble of the Constitution. Now, what all values are coming in that I will tell you. Just 1 minute. Let me show you that video. Lot of values are included in the preamble. Okay, like values like we say secular, freedom, liberty, then India is a republic. Like that, lot of values are added in the preamble. And these values are in short given in the preamble. So it is the Constitution is starting with the preamble or preface, which contains all these basic values. Okay. Now, this is what the preamble looks like. It is there in your textbook also.
Constitution. The preamble begins with "we."
Okay, now what all values are included in the preamble? So whatever values are written down, all those things are given in the preamble. Before that, this is what I think you might have told before, all the philosophies on what basis the constitution is written down. All those things are written or included in the preamble. Now that is considered as a measure to evaluate our government, how the government is working, whether the government is working in a better manner or in a bad manner. All these things, if we see the values of preamble, we can understand whatever it is, all related to whatever topics are written in the succeeding lessons and chapters here. Okay, and preamble is considered as the soul of Indian constitution. So in short, lot of values are written that is in preamble, and that is considered as the soul of Indian constitution. Now the first one more thing is there, American constitution, you know that they were fighting for freedom. So our constitution is also based on American model, because American constitution only started writing the constitution with a preamble. So after that, you can see almost all the countries started following that practice. So almost all the countries constitution, if we check the preamble, you can see their ideas and philosophies we can see in that preamble. Now coming to our preamble, these are the values added. The first one, if you see, that is sovereign. Sovereign in the sense, people in our country, they have the right to decide everything. Even though internal matter or external matter, whatever it is, it will be decided by the people of our country. Now, when I say people of country, what do you mean by that? Are we directly involved in making all the decisions? Yes or no? Are we directly involved? No, we are not directly involved. Is it possible to involve directly everyone into the decision making? Is it possible or not? No. So what instead of that, what are we doing? Who is taking decision?
Some people that we elected.
Yeah, those whom we elected, those people will be taking decisions for us. So nobody here, people are supreme, and no external power can dictate the government. No external power can dictate the government, in the sense nobody from outside can rule our government, can compel our government in taking decision. So this is the first important point you can see, which is given in our preamble, that is sovereign. People have the supreme right to make decisions on internal as well as external matters, and nobody can compel our government to take some decisions or anything like that. So this is what the value of sovereign means here. Okay, next one is related to socialist value. Okay.
And all religions have equal.
So here, next point, what they are telling, that is socialist. Okay. Socialist in the sense, you know that in the society, sometimes the wealth is concentrated in some people's hand. Okay. Some are very rich, some are very poor. Like that situation is there. So according to the idea or value of socialism, what they say that wealth should be shared equally by the society. But what do you think, that is there equality in the wealth distribution? Is there equality?
No.
No, its socialist idea is not fully brought into our country. But what they say, that government can regulate the ownership of land. Okay, ownership of property can be regulated by the government, or ownership of industries. Why they should do this? To bring equality in the social and economical level. In the society, there should be equality. In the economic level, that means in the matter of money, there should be equality. So government should regulate or government should control the ownership of land, industry. Why they should do this? To reduce the socio-economic inequalities. Next one, secular. Now, what do you mean by secular? Secular means what? All the citizens, they have the freedom to follow any religion. Okay? Because in our country, is there any official religion? Is there any official religion for our country?
No, ma'am.
No, there is no official religion. So whoever is there in our country, they can follow any religion. Okay, because the government treats every religion as the same. All the religious beliefs, whatever practices are there, everything will be treated with equal respect. So here, no speciality for any one particular religion. That is what you mean by, or people also, anyone can follow any religion. No compulsion in that. That point we call it as secular. Next one, democratic. You all know what do you mean by democracy. What do you mean by democracy?
Everyone is equal before law.
All are equal before law. Is it like that? Democracy means what?
Each citizen have their own rights.
Yeah, each citizen have their own rights. Not only that, they have the, here mainly we talk about the right to vote. Okay, so every person in our country, they have equal political rights. They have the right to elect their rulers. And these rulers are responsible towards the people. So government is working according to some basic rules and regulations here. Okay, so form of government, we say that people are considered as supreme. They have equal political rights. Equal political rights in the sense, what is that political right? What political right all of us have? Alina? What political right all of us have?
Right to vote.
Yes, right to vote. So like that, if you see everyone in our country, all political equality is there. Everyone has a right to vote. In the sense, those who are adult, I'm talking. Okay. Next one, republic. Okay. Now, head of the state is an elected person. What do you mean by leaders of our state? That is, even though prime minister, president, all are elected. Okay. So here any hereditary rule can we see? Is there any hereditary rule?
No, ma'am.
No, we don't have any hereditary rule here. Okay, so here we are electing a person and they are becoming the head of the state. So like that, if you see any head of the state, if you see even at the level of maybe this a prime minister, level of prime minister, president, or any level, if you see, or everywhere, we are electing the person and they are coming to the chair. Next one, justice. Justice, citizens cannot be discriminated. No discrimination among the people on the basis of caste, religion, gender. All are considered as equals. So here there is no, or we can say that inequalities in our society, some inequalities are there. That is to be reduced here, and government will work for welfare of all the people, not for some people, especially the disadvantaged group. What do you mean by disadvantaged group here? What do you mean by disadvantaged group? Some groups are not having much income, money and all like that. They are not much improved in their life. Which category of people will come under this? Anybody can say?
Dalits.
Okay, Dalits or SC, ST people or minority people, sometimes economically poor people, all those people we call them as a disadvantaged group. So government should work for the welfare of all the people. Justice should be given to everyone. Next one, liberty. Liberty in the sense that we are talking about freedom. No restrictions on the citizens. In the sense, No restrictions on in what they think, how they respond. They can express their, citizens can express their thoughts. However they want to live, they can live. So that kind of liberty is there with the people. But one more thing is there, that liberty should not harm others. Okay, so people are free to live in a manner which they like, but at the same time, it should not be harmful for others. Next is equality. Equality means all are equal before the law. There is no differences. Inequalities in the society that should be removed, and government should give equal opportunity to everyone. Anywhere, maybe in the matter of employment, maybe in the matter of education, the government should equal opportunity to all the people of our country. That is what you mean by equality. Now, fraternity means all the citizens of our country, we should have a feeling that we are members of same family. So there should be brotherhood among everyone. You know the members of family, how they behave, right? All will consider each other. They all will live in united manner. So the same way that point has put up for our country. Everyone should behave in such a manner that we are all belonging to same family. Nobody should treat others as inferior. Nobody is inferior here. All are equals. This is what you mean by fraternity. Next is about institutional design. Okay. Now I told you so many values that contains in the preamble. Yeah, before that, one more thing. I told you first two values. What are those first two values? Do you remember? The first two values. What are those?
Sovereign, socialist.
Is it sovereign? Okay, sovereign. Then
Socialist.
Socialist. Okay. After that, one more I told, what is that? The third one.
Secular.
Secular. Okay. Now, out of these, socialist and secular, okay, these two were added later. So when the constitution introduced in the first time, these two values were not there. Okay, it was added in 1976. Okay, you know that we will make some amendments in the constitution. Okay, so this was done in an amendment, that is 42nd amendment of our constitution. In that amendment, these two terms also, these two values also were added. What are those two values? Socialist and secular. Okay. Now next we are going to see about institutional design. Now we spoke about so many values here. So many things we told regarding the these all values are there, like that I told you. But do you think that constitution is simply about the values? What do you feel? Only values and philosophies are written? Yes or no? What do you feel? Only values and philosophies are written, or what? No one knows. Okay, let me tell you. So here there are some rules and regulations are written. What all institutional arrangements are there? For example, you know, in our country, legislative is there, executive is there, then judiciary is there. Then levels of government, different levels of government we have. Central government, state government, local government, like that, various institutions we have. Okay, about these institutional arrangements also it is written in the constitution. Okay, now these arrangements are written in the constitution. It's a very long one. It is a very detailed one. And sometimes you know that it should be amended in between because it was introduced 70 years back. Now our population is increased. So sometimes because of that, our change of attitude, there is a change in the attitude. So because of all these reasons, sometimes we need to amend the constitution. So sometimes we say, what do? We bring changes in the constitution. That we call it as constitutional amendments. Okay, because according to our aspiration, according to our thinking, there will be some changes in the society. So those changes we are bringing in the constitution, that we call it as constitutional amendments. Now, our leaders, they never told that you should not change the constitution, like that no compulsory option is kept there. Our leaders, they know that as years pass by, changes should be brought in the constitution. Now, like any other constitution, we can see that we have brought so many changes in our constitution. So many new things are added in the constitution. I told that all those things we call it as constitutional amendments here. Another one thing related to that, what all powers are there with the government, what all rights the citizens they have, all these things are written down in the constitution. Okay, or how much power power is there with the government, who can take the decision, all these things are clearly written. You know that I told you the government is divided, or we have 3 levels of government: central government, state government, and local government. So what are the duties of central government, what are the duties of state government, all these things are clearly written down in the constitution. And if in any way the rights of the citizens are violated by the government, what we can do? What is the solution for that? If our rights are getting violated, government is not following our rights, what can we do?
We can approach court.
Yes, very good. We can approach court and we can file a case against, and they will give the verdict afterwards. Okay, so these are the important things you can see related to the constitution.
The government not misuse it.
Bye everyone.